Namaste. This class is for stabilizing the sacroilliac joint or the SI joint. This is by request. And just some anatomy first. The sacrum is the triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine, and it articulates with the ilium, which is part of the pelvis, the ilium here, and the articulation is right here. And you will know that you can find the SI joint by the dimples that you have right at the top of the sacrum. And at the very base of the sacrum is the coccyx, which I often call the tailbone. So that's the focus of this class, stabilizing that SI joint, that sacroiliac joint right there. And another point of anatomy, as I often do, I will talk about the hip points, which are the two bones at the top of the pelvis in the front that are kind of in line with the thigh. And we'll work towards stabilizing the pelvis by drawing those hip points towards each other and kind of drawing the front and back, feeling as if we're drawing the front and back of the pelvis towards each other. For this class, you'll probably want some props. A strap will be very helpful, or a block. Namaste. This class is for stabilizing the sacroiliac joint or the SI joint. This is by request. And just some anatomy first. The sacrum is the triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine, and it articulates with the ilium, which is part of the pelvis, the ilium here, and the articulation is right here. And you will know that you can find the SI joint by the dimples that you have right at the top of the sacrum. And at the very base of the sacrum is the coccyx, which I often call the tailbone. So that's the focus of this class, stabilizing that SI joint, that sacroiliac joint right there. And another point of anatomy, as I often do, I will talk about the hip points, which are the two bones at the top of the pelvis in the front that are kind of in line with the thigh. And we'll work towards stabilizing the pelvis by drawing those hip points towards each other and kind of drawing the front and back, feeling as if we're drawing the front and back of the pelvis towards each other. For this class, you'll probably want some props. A strap will be very helpful, or a block or book. And I've actually found that a lower block rather than a regular size block, so a medium-sized book might be nice for this rather than your Harry Potter or your large block. And for relaxation at the end, you'll want either a large pillow or bolster, or if you have a chair or couch that you can put your lower legs on, that will be really nice. So get your props together, and when you're ready, come and meet me on the back. So lie on your back with your legs bent, your feet on the floor, and then lift one leg and then the other to the hands and begin to rock side to side, feeling the top of the pelvis. And if the SI joint is out, or if there's pain there, you may feel that one side is closer to the floor or higher than the other side. So we're just noticing what is there now. And then place the feet on the floor. And rock the pelvis towards your head so that the low back comes to the floor. And then rock the pelvis towards your feet so that the low back comes off the floor and you roll onto your coccyx, your tailbone. And just rock back and forth between those two extremes of movement. Notice that I am keeping my pelvis on the floor throughout the entire movement. I'm basically just rolling along the pelvis, the sacrum, from the top of the sacrum to the tailbone. And now see if you can find that spot right between those two extremes of movement, and that's your neutral spine. So as if you your pelvis was a bowl, then and it had water in it, then the water would not be splashing towards your head or towards your feet, but it would be still in the center. So that's the alignment for the pelvis that we want to keep. And to keep that, just take that whatever sensations of energizing that are needed to keep that stable, about 20-30% effort. So lift the right knee to the hand, take the hand to the top of the knee, and push the knee away from you and resist that with the hand. So there's a push-pull and isometric stretch there. And then if only if it feels good for your body, lift the left foot and slide the left leg long and stop whenever you feel that there's a tug on the pelvis or the low back begins to rise. And take a breath. Continue this push-pull on the right side. And if you take a breath, you might exhale and find that you can slide that left leg a little bit longer. And then release the right knee. Draw the left leg in. We'll switch and do it on the other side. So with the left knee in the left hand, push the knee away from you and resist with the hand. And then slide the right leg long. Keeping this isometric contraction on the left. Stopping wherever you feel there's a catch. And you'll probably notice that it's different than it was on the other side. There's a difference between the two sides. Breathe into the stretch. And then inhale. Exhale. Release. Bend both knees. And here's where you want your strap. Draw the right leg in. Take the strap around the ball of the right foot and take that leg, stretching it towards the ceiling. Allow the shoulders to be relaxed on the floor. And so here we're stretching the hamstring, the back of the thigh. The pelvis can come out of alignment by if the muscles attached to it are tight. And so here we're looking for a stretch for the hamstring muscles. And then inhale, exhale, release. And come to the other side. Stretching the left leg. Finding that pelvis in neutral. So when you're stretching that leg, there's a tendency, I can feel myself rolling the pelvis towards the head and coming, the low back coming to the floor. So kind of rock it back if that starts to happen. And then release. Take the foot to the floor and you can set the strap aside. And then bring the feet a little bit closer together with the knees bent and lower the knees out to the side. And then on your next inhale, energize the inner thighs to draw the knees towards each other. And then exhale and lower them to the sides. Inhale and draw them in. Exhale and lower. We're doing this very slowly and deliberately. We're really energizing the inner thigh here. And you can also do this with a pillow or a blanket in between the thighs to really energize and strengthen the inner thighs. And one more time. Good. And then walk the feet out a little bit so that there's about 2/5 width between the 2 feet, and bring them comfortably close to your buttocks. We're going to do a moving bridge. So make sure that the pelvis is stable. Draw the hip points towards each other. Draw the front and back of the pelvis towards each other so that the tailbone lengthens and the spine lengthens. So you're keeping that whole pelvis in neutral. And then feel as if you're drawing your heels towards your buttocks. Press through the shins. Lift the hips. Inhaling. Exhale, lower the pelvis to the floor. Inhale, press through the shins, lift. Making sure not to exaggerate, but stay in one line. And exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Look and make sure that your legs are in one line and your knees are not falling out to the side. So energizing and exhale and lower, energizing and engaging those inner thigh muscles. Inhale, draw the heels towards you, press through the shins, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. This will be the last one. Lift and lower. When I had a lot of back pain 10 years ago, this was one of my favorite exercises. It really, really helped relieve that pain. And now find your block. We'll come into a supported bridge. I find the lower block to be better for me for what we're doing here. So lift the hips, place it under the sacrum. So you should feel like the block is resting on bone, on flat bone. It should not feel like it's digging into the low back nor pressing into the buttocks flesh. And then we're looking for we stretch the hamstrings in the back of the thigh. Now we're going to stretch the top of the thigh, the quadriceps. So again, slide the right leg long, keeping the heel on the floor. And find that stretch in the top of the thigh in the right leg. If you feel any pinching or discomfort in the low back or in anywhere, back up. And if you're not feeling a stretch and you think you can do more, then find a larger book or a full-size block. Breathe. Breathing into the stretch, noticing the sensations. And then bring the right foot in, gently, slowly slide the left foot out. Breathing easy and slow. And if you don't feel a whole lot of sensation here and you want a little bit more, it's fine to slide both legs long. But for me, that starts to destabilize my pelvis and I get some pinching. So I'll just stay with one leg long. And then draw it back in. Lift the hips, remove your block or book and put it to the side. And then you can lift the knees into the hands and rock side to side again. Notice if anything's changed. And keeping your legs up. Now take your fists, take two fists and place them between the knees. Oh, I'm sorry. First, we're going to take the right hand to the top of the left knee, I got all confused. Right hand to the top of the right knee, and doing that, push the knee away and resist with the hand. And then on the left side, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to draw the knee, pull the knee towards the head, and resist that with a hand. So, doing this push-pull, take a full breath, and then reverse, drawing the right knee in, pressing away with the left knee. Full breath, and reverse. And reverse. And one more time each side. So going back to the first side. And then reverse. And then release and place the feet on the floor. And take a deep breath in and let it out. It's a lot of work. Now lift the knees again. And now we're going to take the fists in between the knees and press the knees into the fists, resisting. So pressing out with the fists and in with the knees. And then take the flat of the hand to the outside of the leg. Press out with the legs and resist with the hands. And then again on the inside, pressing in and out. And then on the outside. And last time, inside. And then bringing the hands to the outsides of the knees and pressing out. And then place the feet on the floor again and relax. So there we are strengthening the adductors and the abductors. Nope, got that backwards. Adductors adding together, abductors taking away. And I forgot what we're doing next. Oh, yes, next is the twist. So now you can take the hands out to the side and walk those feet in a little bit more and take both knees over to the left, allowing the hip to rise, and so that you're getting into a twist. And then bring the knees back and take them over to the other side. And back and forth. So you're windshield wipering the feet, the knees, but instead of the way we normally do it, when we normally do windshield wipers, we're looking to work on the hip joint itself right here. But this time we're doing this as a torso twist. So the hip is coming off the floor and you're getting a little twist in the spine. And pro tip, anytime you're in a yoga class or any kind of exercise and you've got a little bit of tweaking in your back, you're little tight there, little not really comfortable doing a regular torso twist, keep your feet on the floor and do your torso twist this way. And it'll be easier on your pelvis. If you're going to hold the twist for a while, so we're doing it moving, but if you're going to hold the twist for a while, you still want to lift the hips to one side and come over, but keeping your feet on the floor is a little bit easier on the back. All right, now bring the knees pointing towards the ceiling. And then bring the knees to the hands and rock side to side again. I'll fess up. I recorded this. This is my second time through. Actually, it's my third time through. This is my second time through today recording this, but I failed to push record before, so I'm a little bit fatigued this time around, and that's why I'm messing up some of my words. All right, now we're going to practice rolling onto the side, but oftentimes when we roll onto the side, we do knees first and then roll the body, and that can tug on the SI joint. So rather than do that, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, roll the whole body as one unit, and then extend the top leg and push up with the top arm and come back up. And I'm going to have to fix my hair. Now we'll come and do some bird dogs. So to do a bird dog, you come to a neutral spine, take the right leg long and up and the left arm alongside the head, and draw those hip points towards each other, drawing in towards the midline of the body. And then lower down and go to the other side. Now, a lot of people, when they do this, they want to lift the hip, and that's not what we're looking for. We're wanting to draw into the midline. So you can take or imagine that you have a block or a book right there on the sacrum, and see if you can keep that block on your back. As if you lift up your hip, it's going to fall off. Mine seems to have a lot of friction, so it's staying on. A slippery block. You want a slippery block. So go each way, a second or two hold at full extension. Keep pulling the hip points towards each other. When you practice this, you want to make sure that you are doing the same number of times on each side. Well, to start, and then if you notice that one side is weaker, has more difficulty, then you can do it extra times on that side. All right, I've done it an even number of times on each side, so I'm going to call that good enough. Remove the block. Take your knees wide. Take the arms forward, come into a puppy dog, or slide the hips back towards the heels for a child's pose. So I'll just continue talking to you while you're in child's pose. So my chiropractor prescribes bird dogs as a therapeutic exercise, and when I saw him last week, all wearing masks, when I saw him last week, I asked him how many he prescribes for his patients, and he said, do as many as you feel is a good number for you. Do them to tolerance. Do them so that it feels right. Okay. So I guess he went on to say it's better to do a few of them correctly and with intent rather than a whole bunch of them and lose your form. And then press yourself up and come onto your back again. And I was going to say something and I lost it. So come onto your back and hug your knees. Give yourself a hug. Maybe rock side to side. And once again, noticing what's going on at the top of the pelvis, the SI joint. And then as we come into relaxation pose, you will either want a pillow or a bolster under your knees, or if you have a chair or couch accessible to you, find that, place your feet up on the couch or chair. You will find that to be delicious. And make any final movements to get comfortable as you can. And I urge you at this point to resist the urge to get up and go on with your day, but take a few minutes here to relax and integrate the work that we've done. We have done a lot of very specific work on a specific part of the body, and it's a little bit intense, and your body is probably going to, these are new movements for you, and it's probably going to uh, be a little unnerved. So give it a few minutes to rest, relax, realize that everything's okay, and just integrate the work that we've done. And feel all of the points where your body is in contact with the floor, with a couch, or chair. And allow your body to relax into that support and get heavy. And notice if you feel any sensations that are getting your attention. A sensation of heat or intensity or tingling or just awareness. So if you feel a sensation of heat, is there a place in your body where you feel a sensation of cold? If there's a sensation of tightness or tension, is there a place in your body where there is relaxation and ease? And with every sensation that arises and gets your attention in this way, notice if you can find a place in your body with its opposite. And then bring your awareness to both at the same time, both heat and cool at the same time. Both tension and ease at the same time. And I invite you to stay here in relaxation for as long as you wish. But if you are ready to move, and leave relaxation and gently move fingers and toes, hands and feet. Maybe stretching the arms. And then bring the feet to the edge of the couch or chair or to the top of the bolster. Draw the knees in towards the chest, hugging yourself in, allowing the head to stay relaxed as you do so. And maybe once again rolling side to side. And then take a breath in. And on your exhale, roll the whole body to the side. Extend the top leg, press up with the top arm, and come to sitting. And I wish you ease and wellness and wholeness throughout the rest of your day. Om Shanti.